Welcome to the 10 Acre Woods. My wife Tara, daughter Tiana, and it is a rainy day. What are you talking about? We haven't had rain here in some time. It's been fairly dry, so it gave us a chance to get things all put together. We are now heading out to feed the animals, who are likely mostly inside the barn, so we'll be feeding them the hay in the barn as well. What are you doing behind me? So this is an area here that we want to grade up, and now that we have a tractor we can do that. So we want to kind of maybe scrape down this area here, see if we can make a swale, rather than trying to add more into this area, which may flow back that way. The challenges of water. And of course that is where all the snow runoff goes. So I don't see any of the animals except for Carl. Oh, and Levi's behind him there. Levi, you look a little wet. We've decided to feed these guys while we're out here. Looks like Billy's got the right idea. He's inside the shelter. The last video I cleaned out the horse shelter here. We're gonna leave this here until spring. And we're gonna actually shift out this building and lift it up slightly because it is in a low area. Okay, so hay for the, oh, there's Meadow in there. Levi, what are you doing? Is that hay in the trough not good enough for you?
Wet, Daddy.
Well, it wasn't wet the other day. It's just not fresh and green
Wet. Light bulb.
Like this here. So we're going to be feeding them inside to try to keep them out of the rain. So we'll put some in this building here, as well as over into Billy's little area.
You kind of scraped this a little low, eh?
You want me to take that?
No, but you scraped this a little low.
Well, I scraped it to the ground, which is actually a little low. It's just it's got nowhere to drain off now because I've piled the material there. And Daisy is probably also inside with Billy.
What? Yes,
you can see the
you
damage that they do to the building.
And I'll have to redo it this year. Look at this.
Oh, we redo it a number of times, but these boys. There's Daisy.
The walls, like.
Daisy! Hi!
Billy says, I smell good.
Yeah. Oh, and you get some hay on you.
Good.
Stinky.
Strong, anyway.
Yeah. Carl's gonna go over in there. All right, everybody's separated, out of the rain. They got their food, they got their water. Oh, what, Levi? Did Carl go in there? Into the hay maze we go. Ugh. The rabbits, the female rabbits are in here, and of course pigeons everywhere. Whoops, sorry Tiana. I closed the door on you. I see you got a nice new hat.
I do.
Yes, we got 2 of those with our new tractor. So, oh, what are the girls doing?
The boys.
The boys. Oh. Right, the girls are behind
Daddy.
me. Hey boys. They're probably mostly some outside.
The fluffiest ones are in the rain.
Yeah, there's one in the rain. And then of course we've got these shelters out here, which are just composting bins that work excellent for shelters. Of course, it's the mainly the waterfowl that are out. Oh, so loud! What are you doing? What are you saying? Here comes Tinker. She saw what Mama's got. Sometimes you get it's the twine from the baling. So we like to take that out. So everybody everybody's dry with the exception of the alpaca. The alpaca actually don't mind going out and getting wet. They almost enjoy it, especially if you take a hose on a hot day and you spray them down. They'll just stand there. But everybody else is pretty much dry.
When the ice rain comes, though,
Yes.
then we lock them up until
Yeah.
the ice. Look, Shansy's not wet at all. It's just the boys. There's Colin's
Yeah,
not
the boys
wet.
got caught out back.
Boys.
This is the first time I've seen Glenda in this area.
Oh yes.
Oh, right. That's her there?
Glenda
Okay, and there's
Glen is
Glen.
here.
Okay, so it was about a week ago that we had Glenda. This is Glen. He has what's called pinwing. And Glenda, we've called her, is actually on the pond. And she came in about a week ago. And what had happened was we figured she'd been shot. Her one wing was all bloody right on the knuckle. So she caught a couple BBs on the wing and can't fly. So she's a little more wild. She doesn't come around like Glen does.
Okay, so the reason she's so calm is probably because she's in shock.
Well, we were coming from Stonewall. We took the back roads, and she was on the road.
Yeah.
And then she tried to take off, and she drove in the ditch. So I went and I grabbed her.
Probably shocked. So what we'll do is we'll tuck her in a box and shut her down for the night and see.
We love geese. Geese are
Oh,
such a good-
they're one of our favorites.
I normally I get
Yeah.
baby goslings that are
Do you?
abandoned and I raise them in my room.
Yeah.
Wild?
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
when they hit the certain age, when they're all flying away, the instincts will kick in and they'll take off.
And then they'll come back to you next
The
year.
female-
If they're a female. Yeah, normally it's wherever they're hatched out, they'll go
Yeah.
back to.
So my guess is she's so calm because they're normally not this calm.
I did get some affectionate nibbles though.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
she
was-
did. She did.
So
Then I put some grain in front of her, and she was.
yeah. Okay, good.
Okay, so we're gonna go in and feed the pigs and the alpaca. It looks like Shansy is waiting.
So for the alpacas, they get a pelleted feed, 1 cup each in the morning, 1 cup each at night. The pigs get their 2 cups pelleted. Other than pelleted, they get all their hay and snacks and stuff, but this just kind of gives you a, yes, they're doing good, it's what they need, and you know that they're, especially going into winter. This summer they'll miss a day or 2, but not in the winter. So the alpacas are older, so they're considered seniors. So they'll, balanced diet is very important for them. Then Blackie being a senior as well, she gets the candy that is called 60-30-10 with molasses. And that's just to keep her fattened up because she's old, so she gets skinny.
It's
This is
also known as goat sweet.
goat sweet. This is actually one of the best winters for her. Like she's 13, she's past her prime. So she's looking really good going into winter. The coconut oil really brought back her hair. Okay, they're hungry. So
Yeah.
where are you going for this?
I'll go over here, I
Over
guess.
there?
1, 2, 3, 4, and then we go down to 1. Oh, somebody snuck in 2. And Blackie is in.
Yeah, she sneaks right in around the
she
corner.
snuck
She knows
right
where
in.
she's
Here's the
going.
second one in.
Yeah, she knows where
Okay,
she's
now
going.
these guys got a jockey position. Usually what happens is the boys will eat together and then the girls will also eat together. And we'll just go in here. And the pigs know exactly where they're going. They each have their own bowl. And everybody's happy. Hey boys. Good stuff, yeah, you look a little wet. They must have been out in the back. Now, we don't usually have an issue with spitting with alpaca. Usually it's more so llamas are the big spitters. alpacas will, but our culprit for that is Paula down at the end. She sometimes, Java. She might raise her head up here. You can tell when they're gonna spit because they stick their nose right up in the air and they get it all ready for a nice big booger, if that's what you want to call it. Java! Java! What is it? Hey, Jasper? Is it all done? Oh, look, down to the crumbs. He's like, what do you got? What is that, a guinea egg?
No, this is a Sarama egg.
Oh, Sarama.
It's like a fat pigeon egg.
Yeah, because we have some Sarama hens now.
I find them so funny. They're so tiny, but they're still a chicken egg.
Yeah, well, they're about the size of a guinea egg, it looks.
They're smaller.
And smaller, you figure?
Yeah. Well, I think of it as a fat pigeon egg.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. All right, are we done? Yep, looks like they're wandering around aimlessly looking. All right, so the alpaca are now done and ready to go. And then the pigs finishing up. Usually Petey cleans things up there. And then they'll come into here and get all the droppings that the alpaca left. Oh, well, you don't belong here. It's Turbo.
Turbo! Hey! Turbo!
He's like, I want in on this action. All right, good stuff. Okay, so they got their hay out here. And do you put some grains out already?
Yeah.
Okay, missed that.
Yeah,
we throw some grains out
You have
here.
to do it at the same time or else they're at the door like crazy, so
Yeah.
hard to catch it at the... We're kind of got it down like clockwork.
I just didn't see you do it.
Yeah.
You're fast.
Yeah.
So we throw some grains out here for the pigeons and the roosters, geese, ducks, and the goats will go around. You don't want to feed the goats and sheep too much grain. I've mentioned this in the past, but when spreading it out like this, they can't get a big chunk of it. They have to kind of pick through it. Then we move off to the little ones. So Sheldon, Onyx, and George, no.
JJ.
Who is that? That's JJ. He's getting big. Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you know, time flies. How the kids grow.
Makes me wonder if Onyx is actually a miniature breed as well.
Yeah.
Well, but she
Yeah,
also
'cause
has
she's a
her
year
health
old.
concerns.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
but
true.
she's like
She also
height-wise.
has dwarfism.
Willow's out there, along with Fernando, and we have Moira.
Right, so these guys will go inside for the winter. I sleep better knowing that they're tucked in for the winter. Moira especially. Sheldon, well, you know, he's my special boy. But Willow and JJ being young and Onyx, I want to put Moira and Onyx onto a special diet for the winter. So they'll get extras and won't hurt Willow and JJ as young ones. Then we're actually going to take in for the winter 3 other fixed males. They'll go on this side because, as we know, in Halloween, Billy and Carl come in here, and just so there's no strange boys, they'll go on this side.
Yeah, so, and we're going to, what is it, 2 months? We've got some goats coming in?
They're coming in mid-November, depending on weather-wise.
So somebody that's moving,
Temporarily,
yeah, they need some temporary shelter for...
and they know us well, and there's
Hi,
Willow.
Willow.
So
Hi.
Willow has less hair down the nose. JJ, I think.
Oh, is that we were trying to figure
Yeah.
out? Willow's smaller.
She's got a whiter
And
face like
JJ.
Turbo. Hi, Willow.
You know, the freckles on the
know.
face work really well. That's
Yeah.
how we can distinguish
Well, she's
Tinker.
got them around the eyes. JJ, well, JJ.
Yeah, they're busy eating. I don't think they're gonna.
Right?
Fernando!
Pew, pew.
Fernando! Hey, buddy! Happy Turkey Day!
Oh, is it Thanksgiving today?
Well, it is Canadian Thanksgiving.
Oh.
So
what are you thankful for?
So it's,
Share.
I've done this in the past, and people in, well, in the US and different parts of the world have said, oh, interesting to find out Canada celebrates Thanksgiving. We do it a month before the US, probably because our temperature. Thanksgiving is basically the celebration of bringing your harvest in, and you know, we're well under snow by the time the US is celebrating Thanksgiving.
So share with us what you're thankful for. What are you thankful for? I mean, I'm thankful for you in my life. And
Yeah, I'm thankful for family and thankful for what
guess-
we have here.
thankful for freedom of choice to do what we want.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
What are you thankful for?
You guys.
Aw,
Perfect
that's what
child.
every parent wants to hear.
That's what we need to hear.
Thankful for
oh,
my parents.
mini me. Right? Just make sure you take care of me when I'm old. You're just gonna take care of you too.
Yeah. Okay, so the last thing that we do during our feeding is what? What are you seeing?
I just noticed how poopy that is.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that'll have to be cleaned before I fill it.
Yeah, I'm thinking if we put
Bigger
like
board on top.
yeah, bigger board on top so they can't sit on that and poop on it.
Somebody is pooping on it, and
Yeah.
it's going right into the feed hole.
So we want to make sure that they have enough feed, enough water. They still have their watering system outside, so they're good there. They have a nice little smorgasbord here.
Right.
So we've got, what is that, peas?
Well, this is supposed to be peas and lentils. This is a baker's mix apparently, but it's kind of gotten into this one, it looks like.
Yeah.
There's some baker mix, which is just like your ground grains. And it looks like there's canola and peas and stuff in there, which is part of the baker's blend. This is oats,
And flax seed?
pea, flax, because there was a couple of bags that were mixed. That's why they're mixed. Usually I would have just flax, just oats, just peas, but there was a couple bags that came that were mixed.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, and then back
Oh,
to the littles.
There's-
So they have their own little watering dish in there, so we want to make sure that they have enough water. And there's the fancy showgirl up there.
Right.
She's always on the catwalk.
okay, that's funny.
She's having a dust bath earlier.
That's really
Was she?
funny.
Yeah.
So this pen here too, Tiana, one night we're gonna have to, we're noticing a lot of boys in here. So we're thinking that the family that brought them to us kind of knew that they were all majority of roosters. So we have to go through here and take out the roosters so that they don't cause too much stress on the girls. So,
Yeah, the way you usually tell with roosters is, well, their demeanor for one, and the other is they'll have a spur on on kind of the side back of their leg, on each leg.
You can tell when they're a day old because the hens have more feathers on their wings. At
Yeah.
1 week old, 7 days, the hens have more tail feathers, no, more feathers on their tail feathers, and then the boys catch up, and then it's really hard to tell until they're full grown.
There are also some breeds that you can't use the standardized pointed feathers on the neck,
Right.
the spurs, or the comb on the head to tell if it's a male, because there's some breeds that, because they're so hybridized, so they've been bred for a certain purpose, they've kind of lost that. So there'll be certain breeds that the females look like roosters and the roosters kind of look like the hens, and it's a whole mix-up.
So I think tonight, Tiana, once they're old, we'll lock them up tonight, and then tonight we'll come out in the flashlight.
So over the last couple weeks, we've been building our carport, and this rain came just at the right time because we haven't had any rain, as I mentioned before. So what I've done is I've parked the car in here just to get an idea on how that's going to work. And then of course, the tractor is in the back. I have a solar light that just came on there. So it has actually a solar panel outside, charges up, and it's motion activated. So that is the tractor there. We've got the snow blower, which we're gonna have to put on probably next weekend, I'm thinking. And then reorganize some of this. There's snow tires back behind the wagon over there, which I'll pull those out and get those all ready for the winter and put them on the car. And then over in Tara's workshop, I guess, I don't know what you call it. So we got the table saw in here, some extension cords and some tools and such in there, and then wood. So wood. So this is all the wood that Tara uses for different projects. So during the winter months especially, we do rustic sign making classes and things of that nature. So now that we're moving into fall, the days are getting shorter. And I'm noticing that when I get up and I head out at about 6:45 in the morning, it's dark. And the other day I turned on my headlights because it was kind of overcast and rainy, and I couldn't see very well. Now, I've cleaned the headlights before. What happens is they yellow. So I cleaned them up, sanded them down, and used basically three different types of sandpaper. I think it was a 800 grit, a 1000 grit, and then a 2000 grit. And I wet sanded the headlights. I went different directions on each type of grit, and then finished it off with polishing. Now, I've done that before, and this year I did something a little different. I added a UV protection, because it'll just fade in a couple months once the sun hits it, and it'll get dirty again. So I was quite amazed at the results that came about, and this film is supposed to last about 5 years. So that's what it looks like. It's nice and clean, and you can actually see into the headlight versus before, when it was just all faded. So a little, do-it-yourself tip. There's a lot of videos out there online about it. I won't get into the specifics on it, but you can fix your headlights yourself. A little bit of elbow grease and a little bit of know-how. Well, it finally feels like fall. The last few weeks, it's been 30 degrees and hot, and it just hasn't felt like fall. Although the trees, they seem to know, with the exception of one. We have one tree right here that Tara and I were discussing this morning is still completely green. It does not want to go into the fall and winter seasons. I can relate. Yeah, it's nice to have the nicer temperatures. But it's inevitable that winter will come. So again, to all our Canadian viewers, happy Thanksgiving. When do you celebrate Thanksgiving if you're not Canadian? Put it down in the comments and let us know. It's always interesting to find out who does celebrate Thanksgiving in the world and who does not. So in the meantime, have a wonderful week, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.